Hey, you! I've got some honey tobacco for you.
It is a great pleasure doing business with you.
Can you make me a prophecy?
Yes, time has progressed, and I shall give you a prophecy in return for a few coins.
How much?
For a paltry 250 coins, I shall risk a glance through time for you.
Tell me about the future.
All right, son of knowledge. I shall now enter a state of trance. Are you ready? You shall force what is nobody's destiny but yours through fire and snow, through ice and flames, men in foreign armor, a swamp, lizards, they await you. That's all. There's nothing more I can see.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus.
Now this is the lady that the map belongs to, and she will give you the best reward if you're just nice to her.
How's it going?
You don't look like you care about other people's worries in the least.
Yeah, sure I do.
What do you know? The world is full of surprises. I cleared out some of my stuff recently and sold a stack of old maps to Brahim, the cartographer down by the harbor. Unfortunately, I noticed that I'm missing a document. I assume it must have slipped in among the papers. Could you perhaps get it back for me?
I'll see what I can do.
You're so sweet. I wish you much luck. If you bring back the paper to me, I'll give you a reward.
Did you mean this document?
Yes, that's exactly it. Thank you.
What's my reward?
Not so fast. Here's your money.
I have a few questions about the city.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the honorable Lord David.
Show me your wares.
They never should have let it get so far. Now one of the mercenaries has actually murdered a paladin. Something had to happen one of these days. People like you will get nothing from me.
Why?
First you stir up the farmers, and then you act like nothing happened. Now beat it. You're driving away my customers.
Couldn't we do business together after all?
Listen, if you bring me 10 hams and 10 bottles of wine, then I'll deal with you again.
I'll see what I can do. I've got your wares.
Show me. It isn't the best quality, but in these times you can't be too picky. Now there's nothing that keeps us from doing business together.
Show me your wares.
They never should have let it get so far. Now one of the mercenaries has actually murdered a paladin. Something had to happen one of these days.
I got the rum from Skip, but he gave me no more than 2 bottles.
Damn expensive, that. Who does he think he is? Well, give it here then. I can't give you much for it now. This here's gotta be enough.
The mercenary Smith Bennett, who treacherously murdered the paladin Lothar, had
Hey, you! Show me your...
Take your pick.
I've gotta go.
Suit you.
Show me your...
I don't need these 2 potions, so I'm gonna buy them. I'll buy the heal stuff. Why not?
Show me your way. Show me your way. Show me your way.
Saw that this way nothing could exist at all. No light and no darkness. And
Hey,
so
you!
he set himself between his brothers in order to reconcile their dispute, and he did not succeed.
Hey, you! The missing people have come back.
Yes, you did it. Their journey has come to a good end. But our own journey must go on. So go with the blessing of Adanos. Adanos, bless this man, light his path, and grant him the strength to withstand all dangers.
Someone's here to relieve you.
Have the matters beyond the northeastern mountains been settled?
Yes, they have. Raven is dead, and the threat has been averted.
Ah, that is good news indeed. Now, let us hope that such things will not happen again.
About this weapons dealer. I know the dealer who's been selling weapons to the bandits. His name is Fernando.
Very good. Has Martin taken the necessary steps to stop him from delivering any more?
Yes, Martin will see to it that he won't be leaving the dungeon anytime soon.
Well done, son. May Adonis light your path.
Hey! Will you stay in the city now?
One of us has to be here if Vatras leaves the city. One more thing I wanted to say to you. That really was a heroic feat that you accomplished in Jarkandar.
Unfortunately, I'm still not finished with my tasks here in Corinus.
True, but I am sure that you will master them as well,
And in
Preserver.
this place,
We'll see.
order and chaos were equal.
Okay, now I can talk
And so
to
the sea
Lord Hagen.
was created.
That would be a problem.
He never would have thought of that himself.
So I got 1 blood chalice there from Diego's new home. I got 1 from Laymar, the moneylender guy.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
There is 1 here in this house.
I bring you news from Garand. Here, he gave me this message for you.
Our situation is worse than I had feared, but report to me on the situation in the Valley of Mines.
The paladins are holed up in the castle in the Valley of Mines, surrounded by orcs. There were many casualties in the prospecting operations, and there's barely any ore left. Well, I should say that without any help, the lads are lost. That's how it looks.
I shall find a way to rescue this expedition. You have done much for us. Innos will thank you.
I'm not all that interested in his gratitude. I want his eye.
Yes, of course, I stand by my word. Take this letter. It will open the monastery gates to you. Speak with Pyrokar, the highest fire magician, and show him this authorization. He will grant you access to the Eye of Innos. One more thing before you go. Take this rune as a token of my gratitude. It will take you safely back to the city whenever you want.
I need to talk to you about Bennett.
But that's the mercenary who murdered one of my men.
I believe that Bennett is innocent.
The evidence is clear. He is guilty.
So what if the proof is wrong?
Be careful what you say. You raise some serious accusations. If you cannot present me with evidence that the witness lied, then you had best hold your tongue.
How come you're so sure that Bennett is the killer?
We have a witness. As you can see, there is no doubt about the mercenary's guilt.
Who is that witness?
Cornelius, the governor's secretary, saw the murder. His description fits Bennett, no doubt about that. As far as I am concerned, that settles the matter. The mercenary will hang for treason.
The situation in the Valley of Mines is quite worrying, but we should develop plans to get rid of the dangers and get our boys out of there along with the ore.
Now, nearly impossible. Pickpocket goes up to 120 dexterity, and I have 108. So I'm not gonna pickpocket that guy yet. There's a blood chalice here.
Hey!
What's your business here? If you want something, make an appointment.
Who are you?
I am Larius, the local governor. Even if it may not seem so at the moment, I am the most powerful man in this city.
So you're in charge here?
At the moment, my hands are tied. That Lord Hagen is in command here, for as long as he's in the city at any rate.
How's it going?
What business is it of yours? As long as...
I didn't mean to intrude.
You have failed utterly at that, so go away.
I'm not gonna steal from him yet.
You saw the murder of Lothar, didn't you?
I need not answer any questions about a current investigation. Lord Hagen already has everything I know on record.
What was it you saw?
Really, I haven't got any time now. You need to go now. The office is closing.
Enough of that. What did you see?
I saw how the mercenaries struck down the paladin from behind. And then he took his sword and rammed it through his chest.
Are you completely sure?
Yes, of course. I saw it with my own eyes. But I really haven't got any time now. There's a huge pile of paperwork I need to do.
I don't believe you.
So what? What are you going to do about it?
I could tell the mercenaries where you live.
What is that supposed to mean?
I bet they're dying to make your acquaintance. They're not very happy at all.
You can't do that. They would kill me.
That is very possible.
I'll say whatever you want, but you mustn't do that.
So what really happened?
I didn't see what happened. I received some gold for blaming that mercenary. In times like these, it's everyone for himself. I needed that money.
Who paid you?
That's enough. He'll kill me if I rat him out.
Are you going to tell that to Lord Hagen too?
I'm not a lunatic. I can't stay in town now. I'll give you my diary. That should be proof enough.
So he's running away. I'm not gonna follow him, but I will show you where he's going. And also, if I follow him, we might encounter some dark magicians, some seekers, and they might kill him. So this way I can just show you where he hides.
Is there anything else that might interest me?
I've told you everything I can.
Leave me alone. Put him.
And now, I'm just gonna steal the book.
Cornelius lied.
How did you know that?
Here, I've got his diary. Everything's in there.
That slimy little criminal! In view of the new evidence, there is nothing else I can do. By virtue of the office granted me by king and church, I declare that the prisoner Bennett is exonerated of all charges and is thereby a free man. Cornelius is to be taken into immediate custody for perjury.
So now Bennett is free.
Will it ever change?
You should really have known better.
There's a switch here. And I need a key from this guy.
How's it going?
You'd better scram, you filthy mercenary, before I call the guards.
Relax. I'm not here to steal from you. I'm looking for work.
Ah, so you want to work for me? That is, of course, a different matter. There is, alas, one minor problem. I don't know whether I can trust you. You'll have to prove your loyalty first.
Put me to the test.
All right. Listen. Bring me the sacred hammer of the magicians of fire. They keep it somewhere in the basement of their monastery. If you pull that off, I might think about hiring you as a bodyguard.
All right.
Fine. But remember, if they catch you, I've never heard of you.
Okay, gonna wait for him to go up. And while he does that, I can go in this house. This one belongs to Valentino.
What do you want here? Go! Smart kid.
Okay, he's still there. There's another chalice I can get here. Now, if the guard is watching, I like to go in, go out, and when he turns his back, go in again. Get the key from the fireplace, and then just loot the chest.
Yeah, get out!
See? That wasn't so hard.
I've heard you are with the paladins in the Valley of Mines. I'm impressed. You should take your time and browse my goods. Right now, I have a very special potion to offer.
Show me your wares.
Absolutely want the dexterity potion. Now let's see the judge.
What do you want here? Go!
Hey, you're not quite as stupid as you look. And that should be the last blood chalice.
I can't help it. The things I could tell you.
I'm not telling you anything new.
There it is.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
Nothing amazes me anymore.
That's no secret.
I'm not telling you anything.
I can teach you.
I couldn't care less.
You become more dexterous.
Is it really true?
So you see, now I get nearly impossible for Diego.
I'm not telling you anything new.
That's because Diego requires 120 dexterity. And he's the character that requires most dexterity in the game.
I'm in enough trouble as it is. Has anything exciting happened?
They actually found out that the mercenary is innocent, and they had to let him go. Lord Hagen must be beside himself with rage.
I don't believe this is gonna change. Show me your ware.
I love how some NPCs react to Bennett being released.
How's the situation?
It's pathetic. Now they're stirring us up against each other. If you hadn't managed to find the real culprit for the murder, the orcs wouldn't have had to lift a finger.
Hey, what have you been up to? I expect more of my apprentice than just dropping in at my place once in a blue moon. Did you at least bring me some mushrooms?
Show me your wares.
He has Horn of Shadow Beast. I'm gonna take that. King Sorrel, absolutely. Goblin Berries, absolutely.
You wanted mushrooms? I've got a few murky mushrooms here.
Ah, those are the best. Well done. Here's your gold.
And here are some of the others.
These are not quite as good as murky mushrooms, but I'll take them anyway.
Show me your wares.
I'm gonna take them back, because why not?
Adanos feared for the day in which the beast would return to the land.
The Smith Bennett has been declared free of guilt because his innocence was proven by a
Everything all right with you?
I'm very glad that the business with the murder has been cleared up.
Why?
At worst, they would simply have attacked us. I don't even want to imagine what would have happened then. At worst, they would have just attacked us. I don't even want to imagine what would have happened then.
Love just how he repeats the dialogue. And the text is different.
I want to see the prisoners.
Go ahead, but I'll stay away. Put down that weapon. See, that wasn't so hard.
Put away that weapon.
Smart kid.
The Smith Bennett has been declared free of guilt because his innocence was proven by a clever advisor of Lord Hagen.
Can't keep anything to himself. Everybody knows by now.
Hey,
About the blood chalices, I've got all 6 chalices now.
Good work. I found a buyer in the meantime. You can have your reward now. Thanks for doing that for me. There's nothing else I have to do for you, but you can learn from me at any time. What's more, there's enough on this island just waiting for a taker.
Hey, you! What's behind that locked door?
Behind that is the chest of the master lockpicker. Fingers. He put such an unbelievably complicated lock on it that, till now, no one has been able to open it. Unfortunately, he got nabbed. They tossed him through the barrier, where he probably died. But if you want to try opening the chest, here's the key to the room.
Now this chest here is the chest with longest combination in the game.
The following decree is hereby enacted. The Smith Bennett has been declared free of guilt because his innocence was proven by a clever advisor of Lord Hagen.
And you may remember the name Fingers from Gothic 1. So the combination for the chest is 3 times to the right, then left. Then again, 3 times to the right and left. Right to left, double right, triple left, double right, left. Fantastic loot.
The Smith Bennett has been declared free of guilt because his innocence was proven by a clever advisor of Lord Hagen.
Have you got a job for me?
There is a thing I'd like to have, but I haven't found one so far.
What can I get you?
A sextant. Bring me a sextant. I'll pay you a good price for it.
I've got a sextant for you.
Incredible. You actually managed to find one. Here, you've really earned your pay.
So from this point, I won't get any quests from the Thieves Guild. So I can report them, I can kill them, but if you watch the Paladin playthrough, at the end, Diego mentions that Thieves Guild is dead. This time, I'm gonna let them live to hear his dialogue. Will it change? Will it not change? I guess we'll find out.
Free of guilt because his innocence was proven by a clever advisor of Lord Hagen.
That's terrible.
Hey, you! All quiet?
You're still alive. I'm impressed.
That was obvious all along. That will never change.
Man, and here I was thinking they'd really hang me.
Well, it worked all right in the end.
You can say that again. You should have seen the face of the soldier when he had to let me out. He was so scared, he almost did it in his pants. Which reminds me, I've got something for you.
What do you mean?
A present.
Some problem solved themselves.
What present?
We have heard of the dragons that are said to be in the valley.
They're really there.
All right, I believe you. At any rate, some of the boys have decided to go into the valley as well. They're planning to tidy up in there.
What's that got to do with me?
I've developed a new type of armor, Dragon Hunter's armor. It's sturdier and lighter than traditional armor. Since you're the one who saved me, I want you to have the first piece. It's a gift. I thought you might want to be in on the fun. You're gonna need the right equipment when you go down to that valley. Also, I'm interested in dragon scales. Genuine dragon scales. I shall pay you a good price for them.
How much do I get per scale?
200 gold pieces.
That's all just gossip. Let's wait and see what happens.
So at this point, you get a new armor, and this is how you become a dragon hunter.
That's no secret.
Hey!
That's really not my problem. You already know what I think.
Teach me how to forge magic ore weapons.
But you don't even know the basics. First, you need to learn how to forge a decent sword. Then we'll see.
Same old thing.
Teach me how to forge a sword.
It's quite simple. Get yourself a piece of raw steel and hold it in the fire until it glows. Then put it on the anvil and hammer the blade into shape. Most important, watch out that the blade doesn't get too cold. You only have a few minutes at a time to work on your weapon. The rest you can find out for yourself. It's merely a matter of practice.
I'm staying out of it.
Teach me how to forge magic ore weapons.
If I had magic ore, I might even do just that.
Oh, come on, I'm with the mercenaries and I can forge. What else do you want?
Can you tell me then how am I supposed to forge a magic ore weapon without any magic ore?
Well...
That's what I thought. I need at least 5 lumps of that ore or you can forget it.
You don't have to tell me that.
It can't go on like this forever.
I could have told you that before.
Where can I find magic ore?
Well, if I only knew that, there must surely be some in the mining colony. But maybe you'll luck out and find a few leftover morsels somewhere around here you can scrape together. I think there are some mining tunnels in the mountains south of here. Maybe you'll get lucky there. But watch out. I've heard it's teeming with bandits up there.
Here you are.
Show me. Really? Knock me down with a feather. You can keep 2 of these things. You'll need them in order to forge your own weapon.
The place that he mentions is the tower that belonged to Dexter.
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
What about forging equipment? What do you need?
That's the first I've heard of it.
That's the truth. Let's wait and see what happens.
There's a cave there with mine crawlers, which I cleared.
His decision, wasn't it?
Teach me how to forge magic ore weapons.
Great. You brought me the ore. And you also know how to forge a decent sword.
Well, fire away then.
The most important thing is, it doesn't matter at all whether your weapon is made of magic ore throughout, or if you've only coated a simple steel blade with a layer of ore. The surface is all that matters. And since the blasted stuff is so expensive, you just grab a steel billet and a few lumps of ore. Naturally, it won't do to just coat a finished sword with magic ore. You'll have to forge the weapon yourself from scratch. Everything else depends on the weapon you would like to produce.
Can't rely on that.
I want to know more about forging magic ore weapons.
I have improved my technique. Now I can teach you how to make bastard swords or heavy two-handed swords with ore.
So here he has few recipes, and over time he will get even more recipes.
Where did you pick that up?
He doesn't have all of them at the start.
Hey! Can I have some more of your stew?
I heard you helped Bennett get out of jail. Good job, kid.
Can I have some more of your stew?
I've got nothing left.
Never change.
You already know what I think.
Is it really true? Deserve that.
That's not what I heard. That's no secret.
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
I agree with you. See that.
How are you? And how are your sheep?
I heard the strangest things. Some sinister characters are said to have shown up at Sekob's. They're laying siege to his house.
Hey! Hey! What are you doing here?
I fled here from Bengar's farm. I didn't want to be butchered by all those creatures coming out of the pass. You can't imagine what sort of things came out of the pass the last few days.
I can. What's it like here?
Here, I only have to put up with the bandits. It's the lesser evil.
Bengar needs you. He wants you to come back to his farm.
I'm not crazy. As long as we have to live defenseless on the farm, I'm not budging an inch from here.
Now this is where Bennett sends you, that cave. But there's another cave this way. Now you can cancel door open animation by equipping a weapon. It may help with zombies, skeletons inside.
Nothing to be had there. Nothing to be had there. I may also use I can use a demon. Nothing there. Nothing there.
Let's do evil on the mage.
Nothing to plunder.
Solve themselves. I'm not telling you anything new. I don't want to hear
That's terrible.
Now it's time to go to the monastery. Before I go there, I can go to this cave.
Nothing there. Nothing to be had there. Nothing there. Nothing to be had there. Nothing to be had there. Plunder. Nothing there. Nothing to be had there. Nothing there.
Hey! So, back to working in the fields?
Hey, the guy who saved my life. Yeah, it's more hard labor for me now, especially with those two nutty brothers. Oh man, the bandits weren't that bad.
Hey, you! Hey, you! So, back to working in the fields?
Hey, the guy who saved my life. Yeah, it's more hard labor for me now, especially with those two nutty brothers. Aw, man, the bandits weren't that bad.
Hey! I think the two of you should just relax.
The bastard didn't give in, am I right? I'll tear out his guts. Tell him that.
Why don't you tell him yourself?
I'll do that. Oh my goodness!
Not bad.
You poor sucker. You don't even have any gold on you.
Wait a minute.
Haven't you done enough damage?
Oh, my head.
I'm so happy this guy lost because now I stole his mole rat fat. And that's gonna be funny. And he's bugged. Let me unstuck him.
You're still here?
Obviously. Still miffed?
Never mind, forget about it. Say, have you been to Lobart's farm lately?
Maybe. Why?
Oh, nothing important. I just wanted to talk to Vino again about his still.
Still? What still?
Oh, I probably shouldn't have said that. Vino's always been very particular about his little secret. Whatever. Now I've let it slip out anyway. Back in the woods, Vino set up a secret still. A while ago, he asked me to get him something to grease his portcullis with. It's rained a lot recently and the thing rusted shut on him. Now the winch is stuck. No one can get in anymore. What a mess.
And? Have you got the grease?
Yeah, sure. The best there is. Mole rat fat. Terrible stuff, let me tell you. It's even used to grease ships' cannons.
Sell me the grease.
That won't be cheap, pal. It's damn rare in this part of the country.
How much?
100 gold coins.
That's too much.
Okay. 70 gold coins then. But that's my final offer.
It's a deal.
All right, here you go. Damn it, where did it go? What a nuisance. Well, sorry. Obviously, I don't have it anymore. Here's your dough back. I bet this is my brother's doing again. That bastard.
And that's why I like stealing his fat.
You poor sucker. You don't even have any gold on you.
Everything still fine with you?
We can manage. I just wonder how much longer we're gonna have to endure these devils in black. I can't stand it anymore. They sneak around the house making those funny noises.
About your farmhands, you brought them back. You're one brave man. Take this gold as a token of my gratitude.
Is there any other news?
Someone keeps stealing my sheep lately. I haven't been able to sleep properly for nights.
Who could have done that?
I've got a hunch about that. Some really nasty fellows have settled into the caves over in the forest. I find it hard to believe that they're living on berries. I'm almost certain that's where my sheep are disappearing to.
Did anything else happen?
My sheep keep disappearing. Soon I won't be able to feed us anymore.
I'm not gonna go to get sheep yet, because I'll get there eventually.
Did anything else happen?
My sheep keep disappearing. Soon I won't be able to feed us anymore.
Where was that seeker?
That's no secret.
Do you really believe that?
I used to say that myself.
Never change.
It had to happen sooner or later.
That's not what I heard.
That was no big deal.
That's really not my problem.
Show me your wares.
Certainly, brother of the ring.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
I couldn't care less.
That was obvious all along.
You really should have known better.
Hey, you! Show me...
May Innos watch.
Nothing there.
Hey, you. Hey, you. Ever been to the monastery?
Maybe. Why?
Are they still taking on people? I wouldn't know where else to turn.
Where do you come from?
I used to be captain of a big whaler, my boy. The sea is my home. My ship, the good old Magdalena, was sunk by pirates a few months ago, and now I'm stranded here. All I ever wanted was to go back to sea. Since I've come here, not one schooner is called at this accursed port. The only ship which is anchored in Corinthus is that blasted war galley of the king, and they don't take on anyone. So what else can I do? There's no work for me in town. I've tried everything.
You'd better get off the road.
Don't worry. I've already noticed that the wilderness out here has become damn dangerous in the last couple of days.
You'd better get off the road.
Don't worry. I've already noticed that the wilderness out here has become damn dangerous in the last couple of days.
I can see that the rumors are true.
What rumors?
That you've joined up with those dragon hunters. Well, you never were a man of the church. Nevertheless, you're fighting for our cause, and that's what counts.
Is that all?
I'm glad, of course. And the way you look, every orc is bound to be afraid of you.
This is not only about the orcs.
I know, but nonetheless they're a problem. You are important. You defeated the Sleeper. We may all need your help someday.
Oh well. Do you know anything about the hooded figures?
No, but I have a bad feeling about those guys. Be careful if you run into them.
Do you know where the others are?
Gorn seems to have coped with his stay in Garan's dungeon very well. In any case, he wanted to go to Lee and see what was happening on the farm. After the grub they serve in the dungeon, he's probably stuffing his face right now and putting the mercenaries' provisions to a real test. Diego mumbled something about a reckoning. No idea what he meant by that. But I suspect he's in the city. You know him. Always there when there's something to be had.
How did you get to the monastery so fast?
What kind of a question is that? I crept through the pass and made my way straight to the monastery. Admittedly, it was never easy avoiding all the monsters making themselves at home on this side of the valley, but ultimately I encountered fewer problems than I expected.
I need to get into the monastery. It's urgent.
I can't let you into the monastery. I'll get in trouble with the High Council. Without the permission of my superiors, I can't let anyone into the monastery.
It's important.
It won't work. Pyrocar would rip my head off.
I need to get into the monastery. It's urgent.
I can't let you into the monastery. I'll get in trouble with the High Council. Without the permission of my superiors, I can't let anyone into the monastery.
I've got a letter from Lord Hagen.
Show me. All right, here's the key to the monastery. Pyrocar is in the church. There have been all kinds of rumors.
How are the sheep?
How do you think they are?
That's just what I said.
They stand around and munch grass. I'd rather know what's happening outside. The magicians seem to be very nervous.
There are dragons in the Valley of Mines. They are besieging the royal troops together with the army of orcs.
Dragons? I always thought they only existed in horror stories.
They're there, believe me.
But the king's paladins will deal with them, won't they?
We'll see. Strangers in black robes roam the countryside.
What do you mean? What sort of strangers?
Nobody knows where they've come from. They wear long black robes and they cover their faces. They seem to be some kind of magician. At least they're capable of magic.
That sounds very disturbing, but I'm sure that the High Council will solve this problem.
Somebody wants to know.
How are the sheep?
How do you think they are? They stand around and munch grass. I'd rather know what's happening outside. The magicians seem to be very nervous.
Same old thing all over again.
No one must violate the divine order.
I do not know why you were allowed to enter the monastery. I am Palin, and I am responsible for our novices. I do not want you to keep them from their work with stupid questions.
Really should have known
Is
better.
that clear?
I never would have thought.
I shall do what I please.
There must be reasons why you are tolerated here. But there is a limit to everything. If you cause trouble, you'll pay for it. So stay away from the novices.
You should have known better.
What are you planting here?
We're trying to grow healing plants that Master Neoras can use to brew potions.
So, how's it going?
You are only a guest here in the monastery of Inos, and therefore you should act accordingly and not disturb me while I'm working. Good day.
Can I be of assistance to you?
What's your task here?
My tasks are many and varied. Not only am I the steward, but I am also the treasurer. Moreover, I supervise the wine cellar, and I'm in control of the monastery's food supplies. So, if there's anything you need, you can always come to me and get it. For a modest contribution, that is.
I need a few things. I'll never get this open without the right key.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
You have to feel sorry for the poor guy.
You are not permitted to go further.
Who told you that?
Turn back.
Tell me that isn't true.
For this guy, I need a sleep spell.
Hey, you! What room is this?
This is where they keep the holy relics of the monastery.
What relics?
Here rests the Hammer of Inos, along with the Shield of Fire. These are the most important relics of Church of Inos, outside the capital of the realm.
Tell me about the shield.
The Shield of Fire was borne by Dominique in the battle on the Southern Isles. But the power of the shield is never to be wielded again. Therefore, we have nailed it to the wall.
Tell me about the hammer.
This is the sacred hammer of Inos. With this hammer, Saint Robar slew the stone sentinel. The Holy Scriptures say that the stone sentinel was invulnerable. He stood in battle like a tower, and the weapons of his enemies were smashed on his skin of stone. With the name of Inos on his lips, Robar hurled himself at the monster and crushed it with one mighty blow of his hammer.
You already know what I think. I've got no time for should have known better.
Who is the leader of this monastery?
We novices serve the magicians of the Circle of Fire. They in turn are led by the High Council, which consists of the 3 most powerful magicians. But Parlan is responsible for all the affairs of the novices. He is always in the courtyard watching the novices work.
What can you tell me about this monastery?
We grow our modest provisions here ourselves. We raise sheep and make wine. There is a library, but its use is limited to the magicians and the chosen novices. We other novices mainly see to it that the magicians of the Circle of Fire want for nothing.
What's new?
The news from the Valley of Mines is alarming. I believe that Innos is putting us through a severe test.
Hey, you!
What? What's wrong? Why are you bothering me? Can't you see I'm in the middle of an extremely complicated experiment?
I didn't mean to disturb you.
You already have. Well, what do you want?
Can I learn from you?
I pass on my knowledge only to members of our church.
Could you brew me a potion?
Do you doubt my abilities? I can brew any potion.
Fine.
Not so fast. Naturally, you must bring me the ingredients and pay a small fee for expenses, as well as for the materials.
How much do you ask?
For the brewing itself, I charge 10 gold pieces.
That's totally obvious. I couldn't get away with that.
Nobody ever asks.
What are you doing here?
I must not speak with you. It's not looked on with favor if we talk to strangers.
That doesn't sound terribly happy.
Well, I mean, everything is just fine, really. Only, I don't want to complain.
Oh, come on, you can tell me.
And you really won't tell the magicians?
Do I look like I would?
All right. I have a problem with one of the novices. He's got a hold over me.
Come on, spit it out then.
Igaraz, that's the novice, found some of my private papers. He threatened to give them to the magicians if I don't do what he says.
What kind of documents are those?
That's, nobody's business. It's entirely my affair.
Come on, tell me.
They are, entirely normal documents. Nothing special.
I won't ask any further.
As if I don't have enough problems.
What are you supposed to do for him?
I don't want to talk about it. In any case, it isn't pleasing to Innos. I don't want to think what would happen if it came out.
Maybe I can help you.
You would do that?
Well, that depends, of course.
Naturally, I'd pay you for that.
How much?
Of course, I don't have much money, but I could give you a spell scroll. I have a healing spell.
I'll see what I can do.
Honestly, it just has to work. It has to. So, you only need to find out where Igaraz keeps the stuff. Then you swipe it from him, and everything will be just fine.
Relax. You just continue for now. I'll see to the rest. Are you satisfied with your task?
It's all right, but I need to get back to work. Otherwise, I'll never get finished today. I don't want to work half the night again in order to finish my obligation and stay out of trouble.
That isn't true.
Hey!
So it says in the scriptures.
How's it going?
I thank Innos that I can be here in the monastery.
I told you that before.
What can I do for you?
So I'm just gonna steal the key.
We need to talk about Babo.
Yes? What's wrong?
You've got something which belongs to Babo.
What might that be?
A few papers. Babo would like them back.
He would, wouldn't he? I can imagine. Unfortunately, I prefer to keep them, which brings us to a bit of a dilemma.
Where have you got the papers?
Well, of course I don't have them on me. I'm afraid I can't help you further.
Where are they?
I have them safely locked up. You will never get the key from me.
What was Babo supposed to do for you?
If I had known the baby would do it in his pants over a few swamp weeds, then I would have seen to it that someone else took care of the monastery garden.
He's supposed to grow swamp weed?
Of course. Since none of that stuff comes out from behind the barrier anymore, the price in the city has tripled. It could have been a good bargain for everyone involved. But Babo didn't want to play along.
How much do you want for the papers?
Actually, they're almost priceless. You very rarely see something like that here. But I have no desire to wager my future against a few gold pieces. 300 gold pieces, and you can do what you like with the papers.
Nobody ever asks me.
See, that wasn't so hard.
Welcome, my son. Where do you come from?
I've come from the farms.
Then I bid you welcome in the name of hospitality. I hope that you will appreciate it. Do not abuse your place as a guest, or you will have big problems.
Nothing's ever gonna change that.
No idea, you tell me.
What's your job here?
I prepare the paladins for their fight against evil.
Can't rely on that.
What is evil?
Evil is everywhere.
Have enough problems.
It is the power of Beliar, the eternal adversary of Innos. It is the all-encompassing blackness which seems to blot out the light of Innos forever. Beliar is the lord of darkness, of hate, and of destruction. Only those among us in whose hearts burns the holy fire of Innos will bear the radiant light of Innos into the world and banish the darkness.
That will never change.
But there are only magicians and novices living in the monastery.
That is correct, in contrast to our community which honors the word of Innos. The paladins honor the great deeds of our Lord above all else. We are the representatives of Innos, but the paladins are his warriors, who go into battle in his name and increase his glory.
He really should have known better.
Is there anything you can teach me?
I am an expert in the magic of ice and the magic of thunder. I can teach you their power. However, I only instruct magicians.
Any news?
The enemy has apparently already entered the city.
What do you mean?
One of the paladins, Lothar, was murdered in the street. In broad daylight. It has gone too far, but I fear that is only the beginning.
That's no secret.
Bennett is innocent. The witness lied.
How do you know that?
I have found proof.
Sometimes I think that treason and greed are our greatest enemies.
No idea.
What's going to happen now?
A murder, moreover, of a paladin is without doubt one of the worst crimes there is. The murderer will undoubtedly be sentenced to death.
You better watch out who you tell that to.
It was his decision, wasn't
You can't go on like this forever.
That isn't true.
That's nothing new.
So what was your business in there, huh?
I used to say that myself.
There's a key here for the library. Let's see the notes, bundle of papers, letter to Babo, and a picture.
I am Master Highglass, guardian of the fire and keeper of the knowledge.
What are you studying, Master?
My research focuses on fire, the power of Innos. It is his gift and at the same time a mighty weapon, and I create runes which contain his power.
Hey, you!
What are you doing here?
Do you really think?
show me your wares. What exactly is your job?
It is my responsibility to train mages in the art of spherical manifestation.
What does that mean?
Well, I teach them how to summon creatures or beings from other states or spheres. This is usually called summoning, although this expression alone is insufficient for the art of calling a servant. Furthermore, I own some interesting spell scrolls which Gorax does not have.
How are your studies coming along?
The enemy has many faces. Which of them presents the greatest danger for the monastery is awfully difficult to determine.
That'll only cause more trouble.
Should I give him the picture in front of Enos? Let's do it.
I've got your documents.
Really? Oh, thanks. You've saved me. I don't know how to thank you.
Yeah, just calm down.
Are they really mine? Are you sure? Show me.
Here they are.
That's totally obvious. Yes, they're complete. Did you look at them?
Does that make a difference?
No, just as long as I have them back. Whew, now I hope I can rest easy again.
I've come from the old Valley of Mines.
What do you have to report?
The enemy has formed up there with an army of orcs and dragons.
We have already learned that from Milton. But what about the king's shipment of ore?
The mine they are digging for Garand in the valley cannot satisfy the demands of the king.
The days are becoming grayer, and the light of the sun is ever weaker.
I was attacked by men in black robes.
I know. Those are the Seekers, henchmen from the nether realms of Beliar. Beware of them. They will try to take possession of you. Once possessed, you will no longer be yourself. Only here in the monastery could you find help then, so be careful. Here, this rune will bring you directly back to the monastery if you need our help. Remember, we must offer resistance or we shall all be doomed.
Any news?
No. Nothing which you do not already know, brother.
Is there anything else you want to tell me?
Dismissed. You know what you have to do.
I have come to take the Eye of Enos.
I see that you have received an authorization from Lord Hagen himself to bear the Eye of Enos. I am afraid that I have to disappoint you. We have fallen victim to a treacherous plot of the enemy. The Eye of Enos has been violently taken from these sacred walls.
Who did this?
Evil is cunning, and usually works in secret. Only rarely do you see it emerge to pursue its evil machinations in broad daylight. But these days, it's a different matter. The enemy now shows himself openly in the street, in every home and every public square. This can only mean that he no longer fears any adversary and is not going to shrink back from anything. One of our most faithful followers, a candidate for the high robe of the Magicians of Fire, has changed his allegiance unexpectedly, and in an alarmingly evil manner. Pedro, the enemy has taken possession of him, thus inflicting a terrible defeat upon us. Pedro has forced his way into our most sacred halls and stolen the eye. I fear that he simply spent too much time by himself, outside of the gates, and thus beyond the protective walls of the monastery, exposed to all lurking dangers.
Where did the thief flee to?
Pedro knocked down some of the other novices who tried to stop him and disappeared into the morning mist. Many novices have gone after him to bring the eye back to its place unharmed. If you want to catch up with him, you need to hurry before Pedro disappears out of your reach.
One more little thing. Stay away from the roadside shrines. We have heard that some of them have been desecrated. No one can say what effect they have now. It is not your task to solve this problem. The paladins will take care of this matter.
Not so fast. I have another task for you. A mercenary for hire of your kind could be of use to us in this matter.
Whom should I kill?
For Inos's sake, no one, of course. This business demands a bit more finesse, you lout. Salandril, the alchemist from the upper end of town, is guilty of a serious crime and must be punished for it. However, he has refused to come to the monastery to be judged. Bring him here. How you accomplish this does not matter to us. You will, of course, be rewarded.
Isn't that the militia's business?
The militia is responsible for the city alone. This affair has far-reaching consequences.
No problem. I'll take care of it.
Good. We expect to hear from you in a few days.
Hey!
That's totally obvious. Inos deals out fair punishment.
Who is the leader of this monastery?
We novices serve the magicians of the Circle of Fire. They in turn are led by the High Council, which consists of the 3 most powerful magicians. But Parlan is responsible for all the affairs of the novices. He is always in the courtyard watching the novices work.
What's new?
Our order has been touched by Beliar. Evil must be very strong if it is able to find allies even here. Pedro had been here in the monastery for years. I believe that the great amount of time which he spent outside these walls weakened his faith, and thus made him susceptible to the temptations of Beliar.